Well, the big focus on the show today, the assumption that everyone is susceptible to coronavirus may not be true. And while this is very welcome news, it's a review study by the Indian Institute of Public Health in Gandhinagar that found that 80 to 90% of people living in the same household where a member is diagnosed with COVID don't actually get the disease. Well, to talk more about this, we're now joined by Dr. Dilip Mavalankar, Director, Indian Institute of Public Health in Gandhinagar. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. And first and foremost, explain to us about this study. It's a study of studies of data that's available around the world.
Yeah. As you know, since COVID has started, many research papers have started coming about how COVID is transmitted, how COVID happens, to whom it happens. And there are several thousand papers have been published now in literature. So what we did was a review of papers published in literature on how COVID is transmitted within a family. We have been hearing that if you go out, you can get COVID in a mall, in a shop, in a bank, while buying vegetables, doing some transaction with anybody on the street. But the question is, not many studies have been done on within family transmission. So what we did was this global review of published papers, and we found finally, after reviewing 300 papers, that 13 papers showed this data of what is the transmission within the family. Once a case becomes positive in a family, how many other cases happen in that family. Now the results are very variable. The minimum is 5% people to maximum is one paper from China which shows 50% of the cases family members get COVID. But the average of all the 13 papers which we reviewed systematically is between 10 to 20%. So in spite of living 24 hours with a COVID patient and before he becomes diagnosed as a COVID patient, a pre-symptomatic case of COVID, the family members who don't maintain any social distancing, don't wear a mask in the family, don't use so much of sanitation in the family, all of them don't get COVID. So that was the most surprising part of this analysis.
Right, and doctor, there have been studies that suggest there's some sort of immunological, black matter that some people have, and if a sizable part of the population is immune to COVID, what does this mean in terms of our fight against this disease?
What it means is there may be substantial part of the community and individuals who may be resistant. The immune response have different factors. The antibody response, which is generated by infection as well as by immunization. There is cellular immunity. There are some kind of other factors which make some people resistant to disease. So there are a whole lot of immunological factors which we don't fully understand. And that is why everybody is not susceptible. And that's why this paper becomes important, because everybody assumes that everybody is susceptible because it's a new virus. And now there is more and more evidence saying substantial portion of communities, even in Europe, may not be susceptible to this disease because of.
Right. So, doctor, what would this mean then, in terms of this oft-repeated phrase that, we've been hearing since the beginning of this pandemic, herd immunity, achieving herd immunity. So, what would this mean for that, given that recently there were serological surveys of Mumbai and in Delhi it was found 23% of people had antibodies. So, what would it mean for achieving that herd immunity?
So, what it may mean is that we may not, if substantial portion of people are already some way resistant, I'll not use the word immune because immune has a different meaning, then we can see the effects of herd immunity at much lower serological survey prevalence. For example, 20-30% serosurveillance, we can start seeing the effect of herd immunity and the disease may start going down.
All right, and this issue about asymptomatic people. There have been lots of different information that have been coming in. There's recently a study in South Korea that says asymptomatic people have a same viral load as the symptomatic ones. And since you have been through so many studies, what was your finding on this issue of asymptomatic people?
Yeah, what our study also found that asymptomatic people are less likely, or the secondary attack rate of asymptomatic people is much lower than the symptomatic people. It's also that between husband and wife who live very closely with each other, not everybody gets infected. Only 50% of spouses get infected. Of course, elderly people have more chance of secondary cases in them, and children have much less chance of developing secondary cases in them when a case is present in their own house.
All right, and doctor, so does this issue need more investigation? There are more studies that should be done about how some people are showing immunity to coronavirus?
Yes, of course. Given the variation which is seen in secondary cases, what we are currently doing is we are investigating, collecting primary data from districts of Gujarat to see what is the secondary attack rate within families, and what is the variation, and what are the factors which increase the risk within the family, and what are the factors which reduce the risk within the family.
All right, and having studied data and a lot of it from across the world and these studies, what about the studies here in India? What would you say? Are there many gaps here? Are we testing enough? Is enough information available about the spread of the virus in the country?
My sense is we need to do many more studies and publish these studies. Unfortunately, what is happening is many studies are happening, some reports are generated, but they are not published in international literature. So if you see the international literature published from China or Korea, there are many more studies published, even though the cases there are much less than us. So we have to develop this system of analyzing the data and drawing conclusion and publishing in international and national literature. Then other people can learn from our experience, and we can manage the disease much better. Now we are doing a review of how the disease get transmitted outside of home, because this study was inside the home. But the main issue is when you go to a market, when you go to a class, when you go to a bank, what are the risks of getting the disease? So that also we are doing a secondary review of published literature to see what is the risk of getting secondary cases when you go out and come in contact with people.
All right, and doctor, also, this issue of why some people are not contracting the virus, or you don't want to call it immunity, but why they're resistant to the virus. Just again, if you could talk a little bit more about that. Finally, do we know the reasons for this?
Yeah, there are hypothetical reasons plus past experience. If you take any disease, say for example tuberculosis, 40% of Indians are infected, but they don't have developed disease of TB. Very few people develop because the immunity is such that it prevents the disease from developing into a disease. So here there is some confusion, and we need to remove that. Infection is one thing and disease is another. Many people are infected with hepatitis virus in India, but not everybody has hepatitis disease. So infection happens and people get infected, the immune response comes and the infection is cleared, or infection may be held at bay and you may have infection, develop antibodies, and many cases happen which are asymptomatic. For example, take the example of Dharavi. The total reported cases are something of the order of 2,500. But the seroprevalence shows that 57% of roughly 10 lakh people in Dharavi are infected, which is 5,70,000 people are infected. So the ratio of the reported cases to infections is very, very high. Similarly, Delhi, 23% of cases are and people are infected, but the reported cases are very few. So in this disease also the infection spreads very rapidly. Some people develop disease, maybe those who have weak immunity or who get a higher dose of infection or
Right.
have some immunological factors which are still not very clear.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Mavalankar, for speaking to us here at NDTV.